Perspektive.
Perspective. Prospects. Perspective. Prospects.
Leben ohne Wahrnehmung ist wohl möglich, aus menschlicher Perspektive betrachtet aber langweilig.
Life without perception is quite possible from a human perspective but boring. Life without perception is quite possible from a human perspective but boring.
Restaurant.
Restaurant. Restaurant.
Lass uns an einem anderen Tag in diesem Restaurant essen gehen.
Let's go eat at that restaurant another day. Let's go eat at that restaurant another day.
Wandern.
Walk or hike. Migrate. Walk or hike. Migrate.
Müde vom Wandern durch die Landschaft, machte er ein Nickerchen.
Feeling tired from walking in the countryside, he took a nap. Feeling tired from walking in the countryside, he took a nap.
Tasche.
Pocket. Bag. Pocket. Bag.
Die Tasche schaut teuer aus.
That bag looks expensive. That bag looks expensive.
Vornehmen.
Plan. Make. Carry out. Plan. Make. Carry out.
Ich sollte eine Reservierung vornehmen lassen.
I should make a reservation. I should make a reservation.
Beamte.
Die official. Civil servant. Die official. Civil servant.
Beamte, Businessmänner und Studenten sind zugezogen.
Civil servants, businessmen and students have moved here. Civil servants, businessmen and students have moved here.
Orientieren.
Orient. Orient.
Im Notfall schnell zu orientieren können.
To be able to orient quickly in case of emergency. To be able to orient quickly in case of emergency.
Schmal.
Narrow. Slender. Narrow. Slender.
Die Treppe zur Terrasse ist schmal, steil und dunkel.
The staircase leading to the rooftop is narrow, steep, and dark. The staircase leading to the rooftop is narrow, steep, and dark.
Streit.
Argument. Fight. Argument. Fight.
Ich glaube, ich habe recht, aber einen Streit fange ich darum nicht an.
I think I'm right, but I'm not going to fight about it. I think I'm right, but I'm not going to fight about it.
Spannend.
Exciting. Thrilling. Exciting. Thrilling.
Ebenso spannend waren die ersten Ansätze zur Vermarktung.
Equally exciting were the first approaches to sell this app. Equally exciting were the first approaches to sell this app.
Wohin?
Where? Where?
Ich weiß nicht, wohin ich gehe.
I do not know where I'm going. I do not know where I'm going.
Dach.
Roof. Roof.
Das Haus mit dem grünen Dach ist meins.
The house with the green roof is mine. The house with the green roof is mine.
Karriere.
Career. Career.
Meine Karriere steht auf dem Spiel.
My career is on the line. My career is on the line.
Regeln.
Control. Regulate. Direct. Control. Regulate. Direct.
Sie überwachen, steuern oder regeln bestimmte Fahrfunktionen.
They monitor, control, and regulate certain driving functions. They monitor, control, and regulate certain driving functions.
Insofern.
As far as that goes, in that. As far as that goes, in that.
Insofern hat der Milliardär also recht.
In that respect, the billionaire is right. In that respect, the billionaire is right.
Zigarette.
Cigarette. Cigarette.
Mach bitte deine Zigarette aus.
Please put your cigarette out. Please put your cigarette out.
Bunt.
Colorful. Colorful.
Mindestens so bunt gemischt ist unsere Leserschaft.
And our global readership is at least as colorful and diversified. And our global readership is at least as colorful and diversified.
Falle.
Trap. Trap.
Es könnte eine Falle sein.
This may be a trap. This may be a trap.
Verbreiten.
Spread. Spread.
Durch Husten und Niesen verbreiten sich Krankheiten.
Coughs and sneezes spread diseases. Coughs and sneezes spread diseases.
Auswirkung.
Effect. Effect.
Jede seiner Erscheinungen wird eine mächtigste Auswirkung haben.
Every appearance of his will have the most powerful effect. Every appearance of his will have the most powerful effect.
Einander.
Each other. Each other.
Seit der Scheidung haben sie einander nicht gesehen.
They haven't seen each other since the divorce. They haven't seen each other since the divorce.
Weshalb?
Why? Why?
Weshalb soll ausgerechnet ich das tun?
Why does it have to be me? Why does it have to be me?
Unterricht.
Instruction. Classes. Instruction. Classes.
Schüler sollen regelmäßig den Unterricht besuchen.
Students should attend classes regularly. Students should attend classes regularly.
Bedürfnis.
Need. Need.
Ich habe wirklich das Bedürfnis, jemanden zu schlagen.
I really need to hit somebody. I really need to hit somebody.
Niveau.
Level. Standard. Level. Standard.
Ich möchte in China studieren, um mein Chinesisch auf ein höheres Niveau zu bringen.
I'd like to study in China to improve the level of my Chinese. I'd like to study in China to improve the level of my Chinese.
Tante.
Aunt. Aunt.
Meine Tante schenkte mir zu Weihnachten ein Buch.
My aunt gave me a book for Christmas. My aunt gave me a book for Christmas.
Prüfung.
Examination. Test. Exam. Examination. Test. Exam.
Diese Prüfung ist nicht so schwer.
This exam is not so difficult. This exam is not so difficult.
Mitbringen.
Bring. Bring.
Du kannst mitbringen, wen du willst.
You may bring anyone you want. You may bring anyone you want.
Seltsam.
Strange. Peculiar. Strange. Peculiar.
Ich fühle mich heute seltsam, und ich verstehe nicht, warum.
I feel strange today and I don't understand why. I feel strange today and I don't understand why.
Gehen.
Gene. Gene.
Die Funktion der meisten Gene bleibt ein Rätsel.
The function of most genes remains a mystery. The function of most genes remains a mystery.
Engagieren.
Hire. Employ. commit, engage. Hire, employ, commit, engage.
Andere engagieren sich mit freiwilliger Arbeit.
Others engage in volunteer work. Others engage in volunteer work.
Onkel.
Uncle. Uncle.
Mein Onkel gab mir sein Auto.
My uncle gave his car to me. My uncle gave his car to me.
Soweit.
As far as. As far as.
Soweit ich weiß, ist er schuldig.
As far as I know, he's guilty. As far as I know, he's guilty.
Mächtig.
Powerful. Powerful.
So mächtig kann diese Sucht sein.
That's how powerful this addiction can be. That's how powerful this addiction can be.
Ausgerechnet.
Of all people, of all times. Of all people, of all times.
Warum hast du ausgerechnet John geheiratet?
Why did you marry John, of all people? Why did you marry John, of all people?
Zweimal.
Twice. Twice.
Sein Vater isst dort zweimal die Woche.
His father eats there twice a week. His father eats there twice a week.
Störung.
Disturbance. Interruption. Disturbance. Interruption.
Organe entwickeln ein Eigenleben und Störungen treten auf.
Organs begin to develop their own rhythm and disturbances occur. Organs begin to develop their own rhythm and disturbances occur.
Aktion.
Action. Campaign. Action. Campaign.
Sie können jeweils nur eine Aktion ausführen.
You can only perform one action at a time. You can only perform one action at a time.
Jährig.
Years old, at the age. Years old, at the age.
1924 starb sie 60-jährig in München.
She died in 1924 in Munich at the age of 60. She died in 1924 in Munich at the age of 60.
Künstlich.
Artificial, artificially. Artificial, artificially.
Das authentisch Reale ist in Wirklichkeit also komplett künstlich arrangiert.
In reality, therefore, the authentically real is entirely artificially arranged. In reality, therefore, the authentically real is entirely artificially arranged.
Auseinandersetzung.
Argument, quarrel. Argument, quarrel.
Sie hatten eine heftige Auseinandersetzung.
They had a heated argument. They had a heated argument.
Pflegen.
Care, cultivate. Care, cultivate.
Bei EMPORIAS pflegen wir einen respektvollen Umgang miteinander.
At EMPORIAS, we cultivate respectful interaction with each other. At EMPORIAS, we cultivate respectful interaction with each other.
Ausgabe.
Distribution, addition, issue, expense. Distribution, addition, issue, expense.
Hätten Sie nicht auch eine billigere Ausgabe?
Haven't you got a cheaper edition? Haven't you got a cheaper edition?
Online.
Online. Online.
Manche Online-Aktionsspiele sind eigentlich Managementspiele.
Some of action games to play online are actually time management games. Some of action games to play online are actually time management games.
Ableiten.
Derive, deduce. Derive, deduce.
Daraus können wir Empfehlungen zur naturnahen Waldbewirtschaftung ableiten.
From this we can derive recommendations for close-to-nature silviculture. From this we can derive recommendations for close-to-nature silviculture.
Etc.
Etc. Etc.
Anwendung: Boden, Treppe, Brücke etc.
Application: floor, staircase, bridge etc. Application: floor, staircase, bridge etc.
Leuchten.
Shine, glow. Shine, glow.
Viele Sterne leuchten am Himmel.
Many stars shine in the sky. Many stars shine in the sky.
Anlage.
Facility, complex, investment. Facility, complex, investment.
Die umgewidmeten Briefkästen sollten als Anlage für einen Briefroman dienen.
The rededicated mailboxes were to serve as the facility for an epistolary novel. The rededicated mailboxes were to serve as the facility for an epistolary novel.
Erweitern.
Widen, expand. Widen, expand.
Gute Filme erweitern den Horizont.
Good films expand one's horizons. Good films expand one's horizons.
Erweisen.
Prove. Prove.
Klare Aufgabentrennung und Internationalisierung erweisen sich als Erfolgsmodell.
Clear separation of tasks and internationalization prove itself as a successful model. Clear separation of tasks and internationalization prove itself as a successful model.
Gesundheit.
Health. Health.
Gesundheit ist das Wichtigste.
Health is the most important thing. Health is the most important thing.
Zutreffen.
Be correct. Apply to. Be correct. Apply to.
Das mag auf seine klassischen Verbreitungsländer zutreffen.
That may apply to its classic countries of distribution. That may apply to its classic countries of distribution.
Aufführen.
Perform. Perform.
Sie wollen ein Lied in ihrer Heimatsprache aufführen.
They want to perform a song in their native language. They want to perform a song in their native language.
Kandidat.
Candidate. Candidate.
Der Kandidat der Republikaner gewann die Wahl.
The Republican candidate won the election. The Republican candidate won the election.
Profitieren.
Profit. Profit.
Im Grunde profitieren alle Geschäftsbereiche voneinander.
Essentially, all these types of business profit from each other. Essentially, all these types of business profit from each other.
Rechnung.
Bill. Calculation. Invoice. Bill. Calculation. Invoice.
Die Rechnung muss heute bezahlt werden.
The invoice has to be paid today. The invoice has to be paid today.
Übergang.
Crossing. Transition. Crossing. Transition.
Der Übergang vom elektrisch betriebenen Rollstuhl zum Elektro-Kleinwagen verläuft gleitend.
The transition from the electrically operated wheelchair to the electric small car is smooth. The transition from the electrically operated wheelchair to the electric small car is smooth.
Zusammenfassen.
Summarize. Summarize.
Könnten Sie bitte die relevanten Punkte zusammenfassen?
Could you please summarize the pertinent points? Could you please summarize the pertinent points?
Beeindrucken.
Impress. Impress.
Wen versuchst du zu beeindrucken?
Who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to impress?
Einnehmen.
Take. Take.
Ich glaube nicht, dass das Fernsehen jemals den Platz von Büchern einnehmen wird.
I don't think that TV will ever take the place of books. I don't think that TV will ever take the place of books.
Loch.
Hole. Hole.
Das Loch ist groß genug.
The hole is big enough. The hole is big enough.
Management.
Management. Management.
Die Gespräche zwischen Arbeitern und Management kamen zu keinem eindeutigen Ergebnis.
The talk between labor and management yielded no definite results. The talk between labor and management yielded no definite results.
Schwimmen.
Swim. Swim.
Heute ist es so heiß, dass wir im Meer schwimmen können.
It's hot today, so we can take a swim in the sea. It's hot today, so we can take a swim in the sea.
Erwartung.
Expectation. Expectation.
Wenn freudige Erwartung auf das Spätere deinem Alltag Flügel verleiht.
If happy expectation on the later lends to your everyday life wing. If happy expectation on the later lends to your everyday life wing.
Beantworten.
Answer. Answer.
Bitte beantworten Sie meine Frage.
Please answer my question. Please answer my question.
Beweis.
Proof. Evidence. Proof. Evidence.
Das ist der Beweis, dass Sie der Mörder sind.
This is proof that you're the murderer. This is proof that you're the murderer.
Weltkrieg.
World War. World War.
Im Zweiten Weltkrieg wurden viele Leute getötet.
A lot of people were killed in World War II. A lot of people were killed in World War II.
Kompliziert.
Complicated. Complicated.
Ist das so kompliziert?
Is that so complicated? Is that so complicated?
Stirn.
Forehead. Forehead.
Reinigungscreme sollte auf Stirn, Wangen und Nacken aufgetragen werden.
Cleansing cream should be applied to the forehead, cheeks and neck. Cleansing cream should be applied to the forehead, cheeks and neck.
Behandlung.
Treatment. Treatment.
Was für eine Behandlung wird mir zuteil werden?
What kind of treatment will I get? What kind of treatment will I get?
Zahn.
Tooth. Tooth.
Wenn ich zubeiße, tut dieser Zahn weh.
When I bite down, this tooth hurts. When I bite down, this tooth hurts.
Aussprechen.
Pronounce. Express. Pronounce. Express.
Kann jemand dieses Wort aussprechen?
Can anyone pronounce this word? Can anyone pronounce this word?
Beliebt.
Popular. Popular.
Bob ist beliebt in der Schule.
Bob is popular at school. Bob is popular at school.
Eis.
Ice. Ice cream. Ice. Ice cream.
Bitte gib mir etwas Eis für das Wasser.
Please give me some ice for the water. Please give me some ice for the water.
Komisch.
Funny. Funny.
Ist meine neue Frisur komisch?
Is my new hairstyle funny? Is my new hairstyle funny?
Westlich.
Western. West. Western. West.
Die Stadt liegt westlich von London.
The city is west of London. The city is west of London.
Geistig.
Intellectual. Mental. Intellectual. Mental.
Er ist geistig behindert.
He is mentally handicapped. He is mentally handicapped.
Länge.
Length. Length.
Die Länge dieses Schiffs beträgt 30 Meter.
The length of this ship is 30 meters. The length of this ship is 30 meters.
Unmöglich.
Impossible. Impossible.
Das ist unmöglich.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
Optimal.
Best possible. Optimum. Best possible. Optimum.
Wir wollen vorhandene Komponenten optimal verbinden.
We want to combine existing components in the best possible way. We want to combine existing components in the best possible way.
Wetter.
Weather. Weather.
Das Wetter ist schön.
The weather is beautiful. The weather is beautiful.
Ergänzen.
Add. Complete. Add. Complete.
Möbeleinbauten mit dunkel geölten Holzfronten ergänzen das Konzept.
Custom furniture with dark, oiled wooden fronts complete this concept. Custom furniture with dark, oiled wooden fronts complete this concept.
Voneinander.
From each other. From each other.
Antiparallele Orientierungen werden danach voneinander abgezogen.
Anti-parallel orientations are then subtracted from each other to remove instrumental effects. Anti-parallel orientations are then subtracted from each other to remove instrumental effects.
Auswählen.
Choose. Select. Choose. Select.
Schneeball auswählen und auf Eishockeyspieler werfen.
Choose snowball and throw onto ice hockey player. Choose snowball and throw onto ice hockey player.
Befragen.
Ask. Question. Ask. Question.
Erfahrene Marktforscher befragen oder beobachten Individuen nicht bloß.
Experienced market researchers don't merely question or observe individuals. Experienced market researchers don't merely question or observe individuals.
Drücken.
Move. Move.
West und Ost rücken dank der Durchmesserlinie noch näher zusammen.
Thanks to the diameter line, west and east move together even closer. Thanks to the diameter line, west and east move together even closer.
Anwalt.
Attorney. Lawyer. Attorney. Lawyer.
Jetzt rufe ich meinen Anwalt an.
Now I'll call my lawyer. Now I'll call my lawyer.
Dahinter.
Behind it. Behind it.
Die Geschichte dahinter ist ganz bezaubernd.
The story behind it is also very captivating, she said. The story behind it is also very captivating, she said.
Stärke.
Strength. Strength.
Dieses Symbol steht für Stärke und Rechtschaffenheit.
This symbol stands for strength and integrity. This symbol stands for strength and integrity.
Ironie.
Irony. Irony.
Witz und Ironie waren ihre bevorzugten Stilmittel.
Humor and irony were their preferred means of expression. Humor and irony were their preferred means of expression.
Ansicht.
Opinion, view. Opinion, view.
Deine Ansicht ist ein wenig altmodisch.
Your opinion is somewhat old-fashioned. Your opinion is somewhat old-fashioned.
Aktiengesellschaft, AG.
Incorporated. Incorporated.
Die Mehrheit an den operativen Kapitalgesellschaften der Gruppe hält die Heller und Partner Marketing Services AG.
The Heller and Partner Marketing Service AG holds the majority of our operating incorporated companies. The Heller and Partner Marketing Service AG holds the majority of our operating incorporated companies.
Ausbilden.
Train. Instruct. Educate. Train. Instruct. Educate.
Ich kann mich nicht beim Militär ausbilden lassen.
I cannot train with the military. I cannot train with the military.
Empirisch.
Empirical. Empirically. Empirical. Empirically.
Die entstehenden neuen Legierungen werden getestet und empirisch bewertet.
The new alloys created in this way are then tested and empirically evaluated. The new alloys created in this way are then tested and empirically evaluated.
Kombination.
Combination. Combination.
Diese Kombination macht HSI-Blasstangen sehr verschleißfest und gleichzeitig sehr schlagfest.
This combination makes Shi blow bars very wear resistant but at the same time very impact resistant. This combination makes Shi blow bars very wear resistant but at the same time very impact resistant.
Ermittlung.
Investigation. Investigation.
Wie verläuft die Ermittlung?
How is the investigation going? How is the investigation going?
Gedicht.
Poem. Poem.
Dieses Gedicht vermischt Prosa und Lyrik.
That poem mixes prose with poetry. That poem mixes prose with poetry.
Unterhalten.
Amuse oneself. Chat. Amuse oneself. Chat.
Wie ein halbes Zigeunerleben, aber halt, wenn aber einmal das Heu weg ist gewesen, hat man sich ein bissel unterhalten und ein wenig Sommerfrische gehalten, hätt's geheißen.
Like half a gypsy life, but wait. But if once the hay was gone, you have a chat and bissel, and kept a little summer resort, hates her name. Like half a gypsy life, but wait. But if once the hay was gone, you have a chat and bissel, and kept a little summer resort, hates her name.
Hochschule.
College. University. College. University.
Die Hochschule besitzt allerdings das Promotionsrecht.
The college does, however, have the right to confer doctorates. The college does, however, have the right to confer doctorates.
Umsetzung.
Transfer, implementation. Transfer, implementation.
Wir garantieren eine zügige Umsetzung des Plans.
We guarantee swift implementation of the plan. We guarantee swift implementation of the plan.
Engagement.
Commitment. Commitment.
Dieses Engagement sollte ihn sein Leben kosten.
The commitment in the latter case cost him his life. The commitment in the latter case cost him his life.
Erschrecken.
Frighten, be startled. Frighten, be startled.
Moderne Cartoons erschrecken Kinder und Erwachsene manchmal sehr.
Modern cartoons sometimes frighten both children and adults very much. Modern cartoons sometimes frighten both children and adults very much.
Erwerben.
Acquire, purchase. Acquire, purchase.
Wir begrüßen auch Anwohner, die Poolmitgliedschaften erwerben möchten.
We also welcome local residents who may wish to purchase pool memberships. We also welcome local residents who may wish to purchase pool memberships.
Wesen.
Being, creature, nature. Being, creature, nature.
Die Wahrheit zu sagen, ist kein menschliches Wesen.
To tell the truth, he is not a human being. To tell the truth, he is not a human being.
Parallel.
Parallel. Parallel.
Die Uferstraße liegt parallel zum Ufer.
The coast road runs parallel to the shore. The coast road runs parallel to the shore.
Hierbei.
On this occasion, doing this, with this. On this occasion, doing this, with this.
Du musst mir hierbei helfen.
I need you to help me with this. I need you to help me with this.
Schloss.
Lock, castle. Lock, castle.
Ich kann das Schloss von meinem Schlafzimmerfenster aus sehen.
I can see the castle from my bedroom window. I can see the castle from my bedroom window.
Steuern.
Steer, control. Steer, control.
Dosierkappen steuern den Soßenstrom von dünn bis dick.
Dispensing caps control the sauce stream from thin to thick. Dispensing caps control the sauce stream from thin to thick.
Wunder.
Miracle. Miracle.
Es ist ein Wunder, dass bei dem Unfall nicht ums Leben kam.
It's a miracle that he wasn't killed in the accident. It's a miracle that he wasn't killed in the accident.
Abschluss.
End. Conclusion. Graduation. End. Conclusion. Graduation.
Zum Abschluss möchte ich Folgendes bemerken.
In conclusion, I would like to note the following. In conclusion, I would like to note the following.
Irgendwelche.
Some. Any. Some. Any.
Gibt es irgendwelche Landmarken?
Are there any landmarks? Are there any landmarks?
Korrekt.
Correct. Correct.
Alles, was Sie in der Mail gesagt haben, ist korrekt, außer dem Preis.
All that you said in the mail is correct, except the price. All that you said in the mail is correct, except the price.
Vorsitzende.
Chairperson. Chairman. Chairperson. Chairman.
Der Vorsitzende trat plötzlich zurück.
The chairman resigned out of the blue. The chairman resigned out of the blue.
Verraten.
Tell a secret. Give away. Betray. Tell a secret. Give away. Betray.
Sie hat ihm ihr Alter verraten.
She told him her age. She told him her age.
Anpassen.
Adjust. Adapt. Adjust. Adapt.
Du musst dich der Situation anpassen.
You have to adapt to the situation. You have to adapt to the situation.
Automatisch.
Automatic. Automatic.
Die Tür öffnete sich automatisch.
The door opened automatically. The door opened automatically.
Physik.
Physics. Physics.
Physik ist mein Lieblingsfach.
Physics is my favorite subject. Physics is my favorite subject.
Erkrankung.
Illness. Disease. Illness. Disease.
Intersexualität wiederum ist eine biologische Erkrankung der Fortpflanzungsorgane.
Intersexuality, on the other hand, is a biological disease of the reproductive organs. Intersexuality, on the other hand, is a biological disease of the reproductive organs.
Spanisch.
Spanish. Spanish.
Lehren Sie Spanisch.
Are you teaching Spanish? Are you teaching Spanish?
Teilnehmer.
Participant. Participant.
Ein Teilnehmer betont Toleranz und Respekt im Umgang mit verschiedenen Glaubensrichtungen.
A participant emphasizes the importance of tolerance and respect when dealing with different faiths. A participant emphasizes the importance of tolerance and respect when dealing with different faiths.
Veranstaltung.
Event. Event.
Die Veranstaltung findet im Freien statt.
The event is taking place outdoors. The event is taking place outdoors.
Vorhaben.
Have in mind. Be planning. Have in mind. Be planning.
Das Vorhaben wurde besprochen.
The plan was being discussed. The plan was being discussed.
Verbergen.
Hide. Conceal. Hide. Conceal.
Der Verbrecher musste seine Identität verbergen.
The criminal had to conceal his identity. The criminal had to conceal his identity.
Aha.
Ah. Got it. Aha. Ah. Got it. Aha.
Aha.
Got it. Got it.
Malen.
Paint. Paint.
Die Maler malen schöne Bilder.
The painters paint pretty pictures. The painters paint pretty pictures.
Post.
Mail. Post office. Mail. Post office.
Die Post ist nicht weit von hier.
The post office isn't too far from here. The post office isn't too far from here.
Seele.
Soul. Mind. Soul. Mind.
Musik ist die Seele der Sprache.
Music is the soul of language. Music is the soul of language.
Üben.
Practice. Practice.
Wollen wir zusammen üben?
Let's practice together. Let's practice together.
August.
August. August.
Wo waren Sie letztes Jahr im August?
Where were you in August last year? Where were you in August last year?
Knochen.
bone, bone.
Hast du dir schon einmal einen Knochen gebrochen?
Have you ever broken a bone? Have you ever broken a bone?
Geräusch.
Sound, noise. Sound, noise.
Es ist das Geräusch, das du hörst, wenn alles still ist.
It's the sound that you hear when all is quiet. It's the sound that you hear when all is quiet.
Gegenwart.
Present, present.
Konzentriere dich auf die Gegenwart.
Concentrate on the present. Concentrate on the present.
Generell.
General, general.
Generell kann jeder Stromschlag gesundheitsgefährdend sein.
In general, any electric shock can be dangerous to your health. In general, any electric shock can be dangerous to your health.
Aminosäure.
Amino acid, amino acid.
Es ist auch die viertkonzentrierteste Aminosäure im Gewebe.
It is also the fourth most concentrated amino acid in your tissue. It is also the fourth most concentrated amino acid in your tissue.
Marketing.
Marketing, marketing.
Im Marketing musst du deine Kampagnen immer messen.
In marketing, you always have to measure your campaigns. In marketing, you always have to measure your campaigns.
Phänomen.
Phenomenon, phenomenon.
Handelt es sich um ein Phänomen oder um ein Numen?
Is it a phenomenon, or a noumenon? Is it a phenomenon, or a noumenon?
Russe.
Russian, Russian.
Der Russe wurde vom österreichischen Team Allgäu verpflichtet.
The Russian has been recruited by the Austrian team Allgäuer. The Russian has been recruited by the Austrian team Allgäuer.
Brücke.
Bridge, bridge.
Die Brücke ist niedrig.
The bridge is low. The bridge is low.
Daneben.
Beside it. Next to it. Beside it. Next to it.
Beim Danebenwerfen wird niemand verletzt oder versehentlich getroffen.
If you throw next to it, nobody will be injured or accidentally hit. If you throw next to it, nobody will be injured or accidentally hit.
Gewicht.
Weight, weight.
Ich habe in letzter Zeit Gewicht verloren.
I've lost weight recently. I've lost weight recently.
Beruhigen.
Calm. Calm.
Beruhigen Sie sich bitte.
Please calm down. Please calm down.
Ansonsten.
Otherwise. Otherwise.
Ein Leitzins bei Null bei Vollbeschäftigung wäre ansonsten unangebracht.
A federal funds rate at 0 with full employment otherwise wouldn't be appropriate. A federal funds rate at 0 with full employment otherwise wouldn't be appropriate.
Verrückt.
Crazy. Insane. Crazy. Insane.
Er muss verrückt sein, seine Eltern so zu behandeln.
He must be crazy to treat his parents like this. He must be crazy to treat his parents like this.
Versorgen.
Supply. Provide. Look after. Supply. Provide. Look after.
Kühe versorgen uns mit Milch.
Cows provide us with milk. Cows provide us with milk.
Laden.
Load. Load.
Die Suchergebnisse laden schnell und die Downloads sind ebenfalls schnell.
The search results load quickly, and the downloads are fast too. The search results load quickly, and the downloads are fast too.
Start.
Start. Takeoff. Launch. Start. Takeoff. Launch.
Einfach anschalten, Start drücken und los.
Simply turn it on, press start and go for a ride. Simply turn it on, press start and go for a ride.
Wagen.
Dare. Risk. Dare. Risk.
Wie können Sie es wagen, so mit mir zu reden?
How dare you speak to me like that? How dare you speak to me like that?
Weiblich.
Feminine. Female. Feminine. Female.
Ist dieser Hund männlich oder weiblich?
Is that dog male or female? Is that dog male or female?
Seitdem.
Since then. Since then.
Hat sich seitdem irgendwas verändert?
Have things changed since then? Have things changed since then?
Treppe.
Stairs. Stairs.
Was für eine schmale Treppe.
What narrow stairs! What narrow stairs!
Decke,
Ceiling. Blanket. Ceiling. Blanket.
strich die Decke blau.
He painted the ceiling blue. He painted the ceiling blue.
Einstellung,
Attitude. Employment. Attitude. Employment.
Meine Einstellung ihm gegenüber hat sich geändert.
My attitude towards him changed. My attitude towards him changed.
heiraten,
Marry. Marry.
Die meisten Menschen heiraten früher oder später.
The majority of people marry sooner or later. The majority of people marry sooner or later.
mittels,
By means of. By means of.
Die Körpertemperatur wird mittels Widerstandsfühler genau ermittelt.
The temperature of the coolant is precisely determined by means of a resistance sensor. The temperature of the coolant is precisely determined by means of a resistance sensor.
Unfall,
Accident. Accident.
Der Unfall ist vor meinen Augen passiert.
The accident happened right before my eyes. The accident happened right before my eyes.
Bestandteil,
Component. Component.
die Neugierde ist Bestandteil der Intelligenz.
Curiosity is a component of intelligence. Curiosity is a component of intelligence.
Regen,
Rain. Rain.
Wegen Regen konnte ich nicht raus.
I couldn't go out because of the rain. I couldn't go out because of the rain.
entschuldigen,
Excuse. Apologize. Excuse. Apologize.
Entschuldigen Sie, ich bin aufgeschmissen.
Excuse me, I'm lost. Excuse me, I'm lost.
Fisch,
Fish. Fish.
Fisch ist gut für Sie.
Fish is good for you. Fish is good for you.
Medizin,
Medicine. Medicine.
Ich muss meine Medizin alle 6 Stunden einnehmen.
I have to take my medicine every 6 hours. I have to take my medicine every 6 hours.
Schicksal.
Fate. Fate.
Unser Schicksal liegt in deinen Händen.
Our fate is in your hands. Our fate is in your hands.
Aufgehen.
Rise. Open. Rise. Open.
Zwischenzeitlich die Schnecken erneut aufgehen lassen.
In the meantime let rolls rest and let them rise again. In the meantime let rolls rest and let them rise again.
Video.
Video. Video.
Dieses Video ist sehr amüsant.
This video is very amusing. This video is very amusing.
Zugehen.
Approach. Close. Approach. Close.
Deshalb sollte der Arbeitgeber aktiv auf die Betroffenen zugehen und ihnen Unterstützung anbieten.
The employer should therefore actively approach those concerned and offer them support. The employer should therefore actively approach those concerned and offer them support.
Durchschnittlich.
Average. Average.
Durchschnittlich arbeiteten dort täglich 3000 Menschen.
On average, 3,000 people a day worked on the site. On average, 3,000 people a day worked on the site.
Strand.
Beach. Beach.
Jeden Morgen pflegte diese Frau an den Strand zu gehen und 3 Meilen zu laufen.
Every morning that woman used to go to the beach and run 3 miles. Every morning that woman used to go to the beach and run 3 miles.
Zins.
Interest. Interest.
Ohne Zins würde niemand sein Geld verleihen.
Without interest no one would lend out his money. Without interest no one would lend out his money.
Bewerten.
Assess. Judge. Assess. Judge.
Wie bewerten Sie diese Strategie?
How do you assess this strategy? How do you assess this strategy?
Bezüglich.
Regarding. Regarding.
Bezüglich der Kleiderwahl kann der Kunde ebenfalls Wünsche äußern.
Regarding the choice of clothes, the customer can also express wishes. Regarding the choice of clothes, the customer can also express wishes.
Begeistern.
Inspire. Be enthusiastic. Inspire. Be enthusiastic.
Durch herausfordernde Aufgaben begeistern wir Mitarbeiterinnen längerfristig.
We inspire our employees over the long term by setting them challenging tasks. We inspire our employees over the long term by setting them challenging tasks.
Ladung.
Charge. Load. Charge. Load.
Die Ladung überstieg das zulässige Höchstgewicht.
The load exceeded the maximum weight permitted. The load exceeded the maximum weight permitted.
Äußerst.
Extremely. Extremely.
Dieses Gebiet ist äußerst abgelegen.
This area is extremely isolated. This area is extremely isolated.
Lustig.
Funny. Enjoyable. Funny. Enjoyable.
Du bist lustig.
You're funny. You're funny.
Potenziell.
Potential. Potential.
Qualität und Ausbeute können somit potenziell noch weiter erhöht werden.
As a result, there is potential to enhance the quality and yield even further. As a result, there is potential to enhance the quality and yield even further.
Dichter.
Writer. Poet. Writer. Poet.
Der Dichter verglich den Tod mit dem Schlaf.
The poet compared death to sleep. The poet compared death to sleep.
Religion.
Religion. Religion.
Beschäftigst du dich noch mit deiner Religion?
Do you still practice your religion? Do you still practice your religion?
Religiös.
Religious. Religious.
Sie ist sehr religiös.
She's very religious. She's very religious.
Nackt.
Naked. Bare. Naked. Bare.
Der König ist nackt.
The king is naked. The king is naked.
Ware.
Goods. Goods.
Sie setzten die beschädigte Ware um 40% im Preis herab.
They marked down the damaged goods by 40%. They marked down the damaged goods by 40%.
Beruflich.
Professional. Professional.
Wir sind unterwegs, privat und beruflich.
We are on the road, privately and professionally. We are on the road, privately and professionally.
Lokal.
Local. Local.
Wir sind lokal und europäisch vernetzt.
We have a local and European network at our disposal. We have a local and European network at our disposal.
Standard.
Standard. Standard.
Seine Leistung entspricht nicht dem Standard.
His work is not up to standard. His work is not up to standard.
Kanzler.
Chancellor. Chancellor.
Der Kanzler kommt nach dem Parlamentspräsidenten.
The Chancellor comes after the President of the Parliament. The Chancellor comes after the President of the Parliament.
Nochmal.
Again. Again.
Ich werde es nochmal versuchen, danke.
I will try again, thank you. I will try again, thank you.
Auflösen.
Dissolve. Dissolve.
Das Backpulver in einem Esslöffel Wasser auflösen.
Dissolve the baking powder in 1 tablespoon water. Dissolve the baking powder in 1 tablespoon water.
Aufregen.
Excite. Upset. Annoy. Excite. Upset. Annoy.
Leslie soll niemanden reinlassen, der mich aufregen könnte.
Leslie's not supposed to let people in here that might upset me. Leslie's not supposed to let people in here that might upset me.
Abhängigkeit.
Dependence. Dependence.
In solchen Bedingungen die Abhängigkeit vom Radio kann tödlich sein.
In such circumstances dependence on radio can be fatal. In such circumstances dependence on radio can be fatal.
Einrichtung.
Institution. Furnishings. Institution. Furnishings.
Die Einrichtung muss geschützt werden.
The institution must be protected. The institution must be protected.
Vereinigen.
Unite. Unite.
Ein Revolutionär muss die Menschen zur gemeinsamen Befreiung vereinigen und organisieren.
Revolutionaries must unite and organize the people for this common cause of liberation. Revolutionaries must unite and organize the people for this common cause of liberation.
Vereinbaren.
Agree. Agree.
Die Parteien vereinbaren dies falls alternative Trainingstage.
In this event, the parties shall agree alternative training dates. In this event, the parties shall agree alternative training dates.
Verschieben.
Move. Postpone. Move. Postpone.
Es bleibt uns nichts anderes übrig, als unsere Abreise zu verschieben.
We have to postpone our departure. We have to postpone our departure.
Bewirken.
Cause. Cause.
Allerdings können kalte und undurchlässige Böden vorzeitigen Fruchtfall bewirken.
However, cold and impermeable soil can cause premature fruitfall. However, cold and impermeable soil can cause premature fruitfall.
Bundesland.
State. Province. State. Province.
Das Bundesland Niedersachsen bietet Urlaub für Reiter und Pferd.
The state of Lower Saxony offers holidays for horse and rider. The state of Lower Saxony offers holidays for horse and rider.
Erleichtern.
Relieve. Make easier. Relieve. Make easier.
Diese Medizin wird deinen Kopfschmerz erleichtern.
This medicine will relieve your headache. This medicine will relieve your headache.
Institution.
Institution. Institution.
Die wichtigste Institution der Gesellschaft neben der Familie ist die Schule.
The most important institution of society besides the family is the school. The most important institution of society besides the family is the school.
Rechtlich.
Legal. Legal.
Die andere Airline hat schließlich rechtlich gesehen nichts falsch gemacht.
After all, the other airline did everything right, legally speaking. After all, the other airline did everything right, legally speaking.
Viertel.
Quarter. District. Quarter. District.
Es ist 3/4.
It's 1:45. It's 1:45.
Dimension.
Dimension. Dimension.
Ist dies der Eingang zu einer anderen Dimension?
Is this an entrance to another dimension? Is this an entrance to another dimension?
Ei.
Egg. Egg.
Dieses Ei ist frisch.
This egg is fresh. This egg is fresh.
Müde.
Tired. Tired.
Der Junge war so müde, dass er nicht mehr gehen konnte.
The boy was so tired that he could walk no longer. The boy was so tired that he could walk no longer.
Sparen.
Save. Save.
Bitte Strom sparen.
Please save electricity. Please save electricity.
Quasi.
Almost. Virtually. Almost. Virtually.
Das geschieht wegen der hohen Rohstoffkosten quasi automatisch.
Due to the high raw material costs, this happens virtually automatically. Due to the high raw material costs, this happens virtually automatically.
Wiener.
Viennese. Viennese.
Talentify.me hat bereits das Vertrauen zahlreicher Schulen sowie der Wiener Behörden gewonnen.
Talentify has won the trust of many Viennese schools and of the Viennese authorities. Talentify has won the trust of many Viennese schools and of the Viennese authorities.
Blöd.
Stupid. Dumb. Stupid. Dumb.
Das ist blöd.
Stupid thing. Stupid thing.
Soziologie.
Sociology. Sociology.
Ich studiere Soziologie.
I major in sociology. I major in sociology.
Tätig.
Active. Active.
Zu dieser Entscheidung aber muss sein Wille tätig werden.
But in order to make this decision his will has to become active. But in order to make this decision his will has to become active.
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. Afghanistan.
Und schließlich war die russische Armee aus Afghanistan siegreich.
And finally, from Afghanistan, the Russian army was victorious. And finally, from Afghanistan, the Russian army was victorious.
Flucht.
Flight. Escape. Flight. Escape.
Wie ist dir die Flucht gelungen?
How did you manage to escape? How did you manage to escape?
Absehen.
Foresee. Be in sight. Foresee. Be in sight.
Aktuell kann niemand absehen, welche Folgen sich daraus ergeben.
At present, no one can foresee the consequences. At present, no one can foresee the consequences.
Afrika.
Africa. Africa.
Er verließ Afrika für immer.
He left Africa forever. He left Africa forever.
Regional.
Regional. Regional.
Auch dies ist auf die regional unterschiedliche Wirtschaftsstruktur zurückzuführen.
Again, this is due to regional differences in economic structure. Again, this is due to regional differences in economic structure.
Strategisch.
Strategic. Strategic.
Daher war diese Trennung strategisch absolut richtig.
Consequently, this separation was absolutely correct from a strategic point of view. Consequently, this separation was absolutely correct from a strategic point of view.
Exakt.
Exact. Exact.
Das Flugzeug kam exakt um 9 an.
The plane arrived exactly at 9. The plane arrived exactly at 9.
Fortsetzen.
Continue. Continue.
Ihren Wachstumskurs fortsetzen dürften Außenwerbung und Radio.
Outdoor advertising and radio may very well continue growing. Outdoor advertising and radio may very well continue growing.
Steigern.
Increase. Raise. Increase. Raise.
Alle Suchtmittel steigern die Freisetzung von Dopamin im Gehirn.
All drugs of addiction increase the release of dopamine in the brain. All drugs of addiction increase the release of dopamine in the brain.
Übersetzung.
Translation. Translation.
Vergleiche deine Übersetzung mit seiner.
Compare your translation with his. Compare your translation with his.
Womöglich.
Possibly. Possibly.
Keiner könnte dich womöglich beschuldigen, wegzurennen.
Nobody could possibly accuse you of running away. Nobody could possibly accuse you of running away.
Argument.
Argument. Argument.
Auf was gründet sich dieses Argument?
What is the basis for the argument? What is the basis for the argument?
Berühren.
Touch. Touch.
Er ist so ein großer Mann, dass er die Decke berühren kann.
He is such a tall man that he can touch the ceiling. He is such a tall man that he can touch the ceiling.
Kino.
Cinema. Movie theater. Cinema. Movie theater.
Wie wär's, wenn wir ins Kino gehen würden?
Why don't we go to the cinema? Why don't we go to the cinema?
Dauer.
Duration, length. Duration, length.
Wir werden dem Geschäftspartner unverzüglich die Dauer der Lieferverzögerung mitteilen.
We shall inform the business partner immediately about the duration of the delay in delivery. We shall inform the business partner immediately about the duration of the delay in delivery.
Klappen.
Fold. Go smoothly, work. Fold. Go smoothly, work.
Die vorderen Schutze klappen dabei automatisch hydraulisch hoch.
The front guards automatically fold up hydraulically. The front guards automatically fold up hydraulically.
Polen.
Poland. Poland.
Wo ist Polen?
Where is Poland? Where is Poland?
Golden.
Gold. Golden. Gold. Golden.
Das elsässische Bier ist leicht an seiner schönen, leicht golden schimmernden Farbe zu erkennen.
The Alsatian beer is easily recognizable by its beautiful, slightly golden shimmering color. The Alsatian beer is easily recognizable by its beautiful, slightly golden shimmering color.
Klären.
Clear up. Clarify. Resolve. Clear up. Clarify. Resolve.
Davor werden wir alles klären und bestätigen.
Prior to that, we will clarify and confirm everything. Prior to that, we will clarify and confirm everything.
Sauber.
Clean. Clean.
Der Fluss ist nicht mehr so sauber, wie er einmal war.
The river is no longer as clean as it used to be. The river is no longer as clean as it used to be.
Bahnhof.
Station. Station.
Mein Vater kommt um 5 am Bahnhof an.
My dad's getting to the station at 5. My dad's getting to the station at 5.
Bewertung.
Assessment. Evaluating. Evaluation. Assessment. Evaluating. Evaluation.
Die Bewertung des Programmentwurfs war positiv.
The assessment of the draft program was positive. The assessment of the draft program was positive.
Messung.
Measuring. Measurement. Measuring. Measurement.
Die Messung muss genau sein.
The measurement has to be exact. The measurement has to be exact.
Gewaltig.
Enormous. Tremendous. Powerful. Enormous. Tremendous. Powerful.
Das verwegene Jeansmodell brachte die Modeszene gewaltig in Aufruhr.
The bold jeans model brought the fashion scene in tremendous turmoil. The bold jeans model brought the fashion scene in tremendous turmoil.
Relevant.
Relevant. Relevant.
Das macht den Nobelpreis gesellschaftlich relevant und bringt Aufmerksamkeit.
This all makes the Nobel Prize socially relevant and attracts attention. This all makes the Nobel Prize socially relevant and attracts attention.
Israel.
Israel. Israel.
Israel ist ein Industriestaat.
Israel is a developed country. Israel is a developed country.
Lippe.
Lip. Lip.
Wunderbare natürliche Minze für große Lippe-Nahrung.
Wonderful natural mint for great lip nourishment. Wonderful natural mint for great lip nourishment.
Bundesrepublik.
Federal Republic. Federal Republic.
Die Bundesrepublik Deutschland wird alleiniger Unterhaltsträger.
The Federal Republic of Germany becomes its sole source of support. The Federal Republic of Germany becomes its sole source of support.
Charakter.
Character. Character.
Unser Charakter wird von der Umwelt beeinflusst.
Our character is affected by the environment. Our character is affected by the environment.
Antreten.
Take up. Start. Take up. Start.
Eine Freiwilligenarbeit in Argentinien kannst du ohne Vorkenntnisse antreten.
You can start your volunteer project in Argentina without any previous knowledge. You can start your volunteer project in Argentina without any previous knowledge.
Lehre.
Apprenticeship. Lesson. Doctrine. Apprenticeship. Lesson. Doctrine.
Das wird ihm eine Lehre sein.
It will be a good lesson to him. It will be a good lesson to him.
Aufpassen.
Pay attention. Take care. Pay attention. Take care.
Ich weiß nicht, wie ich auf meine Sachen aufpassen soll.
I don't know how to take care of my things. I don't know how to take care of my things.
Verletzung.
Injury. Injury.
Er war nach der Verletzung gelähmt.
His injury left him paralyzed. His injury left him paralyzed.
CSU.
CSU. CSU.
Nach Fodsch hat CSU die Infrastruktur ganzjährig Radfahren zu unterstützen.
According to Fodge, CSU has the infrastructure to support year-round bicycling. According to Fodge, CSU has the infrastructure to support year-round bicycling.
Direktor.
Director. Director.
Er ist Direktor und sollte wie ein solcher behandelt werden.
He is a director and should be treated as such. He is a director and should be treated as such.
Enttäuschen.
Disappoint. Disappoint.
Dies würde die Markterwartungen enttäuschen und könnte unerwünschte Marktreaktionen hervorrufen.
Such a step would disappoint market expectations and could trigger undesired market reactions. Such a step would disappoint market expectations and could trigger undesired market reactions.
Fangen.
Catch. Catch.
Katzen fangen Mäuse.
Cats catch mice. Cats catch mice.
Träne.
Tear. Tear.
Sie wischte sich eine Träne von der Wange.
She wiped a tear from her cheek. She wiped a tear from her cheek.
Damalig.
At that time. At that time.
Das entsprach ungefähr einem Zehntel der damaligen Londoner Einwohnerschaft.
This was equal to about 1/10 of London's inhabitants at that time. This was equal to about 1/10 of London's inhabitants at that time.
Dreißig.
30. 30.
Du hast 30 Sekunden.
You have 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds.
Mathematisch.
Mathematical. Mathematical.
Mathematisch wäre non-art 2005 kurz und unmissverständlich erklärt.
In mathematical terms, non-art 2005 could be explained briefly and clearly. In mathematical terms, non-art 2005 could be explained briefly and clearly.
Pflicht.
Duty. Duty.
Die Pflicht sollte vor allem anderen den Vorrang haben.
Duty should come before anything else. Duty should come before anything else.
Realisieren.
Realize. Bring about. Realize. Bring about.
Sonderbauten nach Kundenwunsch realisieren wir gerne.
We are looking forward to realize special constructions according to customer requirements. We are looking forward to realize special constructions according to customer requirements.
Einrichten.
Furnish. Set up. Arrange. Furnish. Set up. Arrange.
Könntest du es einrichten, 5 hier zu sein?
Could you arrange to be here at 5? Could you arrange to be here at 5?
Käufer.
Buyer. Buyer.
Der Käufer kann den Frachtführer bestimmen.
The buyer can decide which carrier to use. The buyer can decide which carrier to use.
Rennen.
Race. Race.
Ich bin mit ihm ein Rennen gefahren.
I ran a race with him. I ran a race with him.
Täter.
Culprit. Perpetrator. Culprit. Perpetrator.
Tatsächlich stammen die Täter aus dem rechtsradikalen Milieu.
But in fact the perpetrators stemmed from the extreme right-wing milieu. But in fact the perpetrators stemmed from the extreme right-wing milieu.
Befreien.
Free. Free.
Gleichzeitig befreien sie sich von Müdigkeit und Stress.
At the same time they will free themselves from fatigue and stress. At the same time they will free themselves from fatigue and stress.
Ordnen.
Arrange. Sort. Arrange. Sort.
Am Ende ordnen wir die Produktion.
In the end, we arrange the production. In the end, we arrange the production.
Bezeichnung.
Name. Term. Name. Term.
Der 1959 gegründete Verein änderte mehrfach seine Bezeichnung.
Founded in 1959, the club has changed its name several times. Founded in 1959, the club has changed its name several times.
Verteidigen.
Defend. Defend.
Verteidigen Sie Ihr Land, verteidigen Sie die Ehre Ihrer Nation gegen Ihre Feinde.
Defend your state, defend the honor of your country against your enemies. Defend your state, defend the honor of your country against your enemies.
Anlass.
Occasion. Cause. Occasion. Cause.
Klassisch und elegant, ideal für jeden Anlass oder Veranstaltung.
Classic and elegant, great for any occasion or event. Classic and elegant, great for any occasion or event.
Medial.
Media. Media.
Damit sind wir bei den Damen-Ski-Weltcuprennen medial präsent.
That means we are a media presence at the Ladies World Cup skiing races. That means we are a media presence at the Ladies World Cup skiing races.
Hauptsächlich.
Mainly, mostly. Mainly, mostly.
Erfolg hängt hauptsächlich von der Anstrengung ab.
Success depends mostly on effort. Success depends mostly on effort.
Hersteller.
Manufacturer, producer. Manufacturer, producer.
Der weltweit führende Hersteller Transitions hat für Shoei-Helme genau dies entwickelt.
The world's leading manufacturer Transitions has developed exactly this for Shoei helmets. The world's leading manufacturer Transitions has developed exactly this for Shoei helmets.
Normalerweise.
Normally, usually. Normally, usually.
Normalerweise esse ich zu Hause mit meiner Familie.
I usually eat at home with my family. I usually eat at home with my family.
Motiv.
Motive. Motive.
Niemand schien ein Motiv für den Mord zu haben.
Nobody seemed to have a motive for the murder. Nobody seemed to have a motive for the murder.
Auswahl.
Choice, selection. Choice, selection.
Wenn du zurückgehst, wird die von dir vorgenommene Auswahl aufgehoben.
When you go back, the selection you made is cancelled. When you go back, the selection you made is cancelled.
Markieren.
Mark. Mark.
Bitte markieren Sie die richtige Antwort.
Please mark the correct answer. Please mark the correct answer.
Mehrfach.
Multiple, several. Multiple, several.
Tom ist mehrfach angeschossen worden.
Tom has been shot multiple times. Tom has been shot multiple times.
Rang.
Standing, status, rank, position. Standing, status, rank, position.
Er hat den Rang eines Oberst.
He holds the rank of colonel. He holds the rank of colonel.
Rennen.
Run. Run.
Ich kann nicht so schnell rennen wie du.
I can't run as fast as you can. I can't run as fast as you can.
Herausfinden.
Find out. Find out.
Ich möchte herausfinden, was Mary zum Tanz anziehen wird.
I want to find out what Mary is going to wear to the dance. I want to find out what Mary is going to wear to the dance.
Nahezu.
Nearly. Almost. Nearly. Almost.
Archäologische Funde sind in Peru nahezu an der Tagesordnung.
Archaeological finds are being made in Peru on an almost daily basis. Archaeological finds are being made in Peru on an almost daily basis.
Benennen.
Name. Name.
Sie können die Verzeichnisse beliebig benennen und strukturieren.
You can name and structure folders in any way you choose. You can name and structure folders in any way you choose.
Schrift.
Script. Handwriting. Script. Handwriting.
Die arabische Schrift wurde durch die lateinische ersetzt.
The Arabic script was replaced by the Roman alphabet. The Arabic script was replaced by the Roman alphabet.
Silbe.
Syllable. Syllable.
Sie konnten die Silbe mit und ohne Störgeräusche genau identifizieren.
They could identify the syllable exactly, with and without the disruptive sounds. They could identify the syllable exactly, with and without the disruptive sounds.
Anstieg.
Rise. Increase. Rise. Increase.
Wir waren überrascht über den drastischen Anstieg der Importmenge.
The rapid increase of imports surprised us. The rapid increase of imports surprised us.
Kurve.
Curve. Turn. Curve. Turn.
Die Fernstraße lief in einer langgezogenen Kurve weiter.
The highway went on in a large curve. The highway went on in a large curve.
Auftritt.
Appearance. Entrance. Appearance. Entrance.
Man könnte ihnen vorwerfen, dass sich mit ihren Auftritten in Afrika nichts ändert.
One could reproach you that nothing has changed with your appearances in Africa. One could reproach you that nothing has changed with your appearances in Africa.
Integrieren.
Integrate. Integrate.
Sie müssen sich in die Gesellschaft integrieren.
They have to integrate into society. They have to integrate into society.
Saga.
Saga. Saga.
Was ist die Aussprache von Saga?
What is the pronunciation of saga? What is the pronunciation of saga?
Anmelden.
Register. Sign up. Register. Sign up.
Ich werde mich bald zu einem Deutschkurs anmelden.
I'll soon register for a course in German. I'll soon register for a course in German.
Gerecht.
Just. Fair. Just. Fair.
Ist das gerecht?
Is that fair? Is that fair?
Unendlich.
Endless. Infinite. Endless. Infinite.
Nahezu unendlich viele Befestigungsmöglichkeiten mittels Ösen oder beweglicher Doppelhaken.
Nearly endless possibilities of attachment by means of eyelets or movable double hooks. Nearly endless possibilities of attachment by means of eyelets or movable double hooks.
Bundestag.
Bundestag. Bundestag.
Anschließend wird der im Bundestag beschlossene Haushaltsplan erneut dem Bundesrat vorgelegt.
Lastly, the budget adopted in the Bundestag is again presented to the Bundesrat. Lastly, the budget adopted in the Bundestag is again presented to the Bundesrat.
Literarisch.
Literary. Literary.
Literarisch gesehen steht das Buch nicht auf der höchsten Stufe.
From a literary perspective, the book is not at the highest level. From a literary perspective, the book is not at the highest level.
Bewusstsein.
Consciousness. Consciousness.
Im Krankenhaus ist er wieder zu Bewusstsein gekommen.
He regained consciousness in hospital. He regained consciousness in hospital.
Stiftung.
Foundation. Institute. Donation. Foundation. Institute. Donation.
Die Stiftung konnte ostdeutsche Bundesländer als Partner gewinnen.
The foundation was able to attract East German states as partners. The foundation was able to attract East German states as partners.
Erhöhung.
Increase. Increase.
Eine Erhöhung der Studiengebühren wurde angekündigt.
They announced an increase in tuition fees. They announced an increase in tuition fees.
GmbH.
Limited Liability Company. Limited. Limited Liability Company. Limited.
Multisint GmbH, Müllabfuhr mit Absetzkipper-Kontaktpreise.
Multiscene Limited Waste Transport with Container Contact Prices. Multiscene Limited Waste Transport with Container Contact Prices.
Ungewöhnlich.
Unusual. Unusual.
Ist das ungewöhnlich?
Is that unusual? Is that unusual?
Fest.
Festival, celebration. Festival, celebration.
Welch freudiges Fest.
What a joyous celebration. What a joyous celebration.
Anforderung.
Requirement, demand. Requirement, demand.
Diese Anforderung ist für Sanitär und andere Elemente des Raumes wahr.
This requirement is true for plumbing and other elements of the room. This requirement is true for plumbing and other elements of the room.
Männlich.
Male. Male.
Ist dieser Vogel männlich oder weiblich?
Is that bird male or female? Is that bird male or female?
Training.
Training. Training.
Für das Training selber brauchst du nichts.
You do not need anything for the training itself. You do not need anything for the training itself.
Vorgehen.
Go on. Go ahead. Be fast. Have. Go on. Go ahead. Be fast. Have.
Wir müssen vorsichtig vorgehen.
We'll have to go about it with care. We'll have to go about it with care.
Arbeitslosigkeit.
Unemployment. Unemployment.
Dieses Jahr wird die Arbeitslosigkeit Rekordhöhe erreichen.
This year unemployment will reach record levels. This year unemployment will reach record levels.
Brot.
Bread. Bread.
Das Brot ist alt und hart.
The bread is old and hard. The bread is old and hard.
Geburt.
Birth. Birth.
Umformung ist Geburt und Tod zugleich.
Transformation is birth and death at the same time. Transformation is birth and death at the same time.
Hunger.
Hunger. Hunger.
Hunger kennt keine Gesetze.
Hunger knows no law. Hunger knows no law.
Jüdisch.
Jewish. Jewish.
Das wäre aber nicht sehr jüdisch.
That would be a very un-Jewish thing to do. That would be a very un-Jewish thing to do.
Umfeld.
Milieu. Environment. Milieu. Environment.
Im Bereich der Förderungspolitik bleibt das Umfeld ebenfalls schwierig.
In the area of funding policy, the environment also remains difficult. In the area of funding policy, the environment also remains difficult.
Allzu.
Overly. Overly.
Hauspachtbeträge müssen nicht auch allzu teuer sein.
House rentals do not have to be overly expensive either. House rentals do not have to be overly expensive either.